The EP Podcast. Heard everywhere podcasts can be found, and always at theeppodcast.com.
On this episode of the EP Podcast, Frank Murray from the Evergreen Park Library is going to be in here. Lorraine Swanson of The Patch has two stories. One involves a very big name in ice cream on the south side opening up a new location, nowhere near where they have been for decades upon decades, and a guy who stole an awful lot of one thing from all over Worth Township, including Evergreen Park, and got caught in the stupidest of ways. This is a 30-minute on-demand episode of the EP Podcast, the original. It comes out each and every Monday. Remember to check out our Thursday night live show now, every Thursday from 8 to 9 p.m. You can get it on our YouTube channel, through our Facebook page, through our Twitter account. It just streams right there. If you're on the YouTube channel or the Facebook page, you can interact with us. You can join the show. It's a lot of fun. And it is not a repeat of what you hear on this show. In fact, on this episode, you will hear no more than only 5 minutes of stuff that appeared on the live show. If you go back and listen to the live show from last Thursday, 55 new minutes that you've never heard. So it's not the same thing. Both episodes are brought to you by the First National Bank of Evergreen Park. You need a bank you can rely on, one from the community, one that gives you 5.35% on an 11-month CD. That's nuts. 4% just on your savings account. And just like me having to open up a brand new junior savers account for the youngest guy after he got all that money at his first communion party, I know a lot of other people are doing the same thing. I was just in at the branch at 95th and Pulaski, and they were telling me how they're getting all kinds of new junior savers account for all those first communicants. Your kid doesn't need to be a first communicant, though. Start your kid off early with that account. They earn interest on every dollar they deposit. They get to see their money grow. It shows your kids how fun and rewarding saving can be, and it sets them up for success. There is no minimum deposit to open. Get one today. Stop in to that iconic building on the corner of 95th and Pulaski, the First National Bank of Evergreen Park. But back to the live show. On that show, I showed an awful lot of video of my hitting prowess in the batting cages at Guaranteed Rate Field last week when I got to go in and do BP where the White Sox pretend to play baseball. And I say that because they're terrible right now.
You had a good day, it sounds like.
I did. I needed a good day.
Yeah.
This is crazy. Listen to this. Monday, I get called in for a deposition that relates all the way back to when I used to be a 911 dispatcher.
Yeah, you were saying.
I haven't been there for 5 years. When they pull out like all the documentation for me to read, it's 7 to 8 years old. That's how long ago it was.
How do they expect you to remember? Because how many calls you've had to have fielded thousands of calls.
This wasn't even a call thing. This was some incident that happened inside of the center.
That's
what this was. Somebody suing somebody, and I just have it. But I got yanked back into the thing. And in the process of it, I have to go over everything. I have to go over this incident occurred. And I mean, some of them I'm reading about stuff that was happening and there was a major crime that was happening or something was going on in the center. And I had blocked it all out of my brain. When you walk out of that, you're like, I'm done. And I went back and spent 3 hours being asked questions and somebody showing me a thing going, what happened on this day? And I'm like, I don't know. What's written in the memo? Well, it says that this happened and you signed it. I'm like, that's it. I spent 3 hours doing that over and over again. It was miserable. It was miserable to do. And I walked out and I spent the rest of Monday just walking around reminded of how horrible the world can be, right?
Yeah.
Just the people that were involved in it, the 911 center with all the calls, right? And then on the drive home, I'm in the middle of traffic and I don't know how you people do it who commute.
I'm so glad I don't have to commute anymore.
But
I hated it.
The worst.
Yeah.
It's the worst.
Yeah.
It's just you see everybody. I think for somebody like me who doesn't do that.
You had to go into the city or?
Yeah, I did. I had to go downtown.
Okay.
I spent $46 to park my car to be a witness and nobody would validate my parking.
You should have done Spot Hero.
But on the drive back, I guess to me, I'm like, this is going to take a long time and I'm not going to stress about it, right? And I'm looking around at just the misery and everybody that drives by me.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this is, I feel very fortunate that I get to hang in Evergreen Park. I get to do all my work right here on the south side that I barely have to go into the city. Because I can imagine if you're going into the city every day, you're done by the time you get home.
You're exhausted. Like, I don't know, how did I do this? Like, before the work from home thing started, how did I get up every day, eat breakfast, shower, put on makeup, put on professional clothes, get in the car?
Wait, I'm sorry, you're not getting up and showering every day?
I'm showering, but I'm not doing my makeup.
I know, but you just threw in showering as, how did I shower every day? That's what you just did.
That's not what I meant.
I heard it. Joining us on the screen right now, Lorraine Swanson of The Patch. How are you, Lorraine?
Good. I washed my hair for my close up.
I love it. Somebody stole an awful lot of, what was it?
Catalytic converters.
Catalytic converters. This is like a massive amount of them were found on the south side. If you're missing a catalytic converter out of Evergreen Park, there's a good chance it was found recently. Tell me about this story, Lorraine.
The Cook County Sheriff's Office said it was the biggest recovery of stolen catalytic converters in state history.
Wow.
I guess this guy's burglar alarm went off. He lived in unincorporated Worth Township, and when they went to check his property, they discovered like all these catalytic converters in various stages of rust piled in his yard, as well as some fresh ones. And
so he's been taking them for a long time, is what you're telling me.
Yeah, they found 612 catalytic converters in this guy's yard.
This guy liked one thing. He liked catalytic converters.
Well, it's got the platinum in it, so that's why they want it.
Yeah, he went and got them all. He went and collected them.
He did.
And he didn't have any documentation proving that
that'd be hard to come up with.
Licensed to sell or recycle or buy. But he also owned a towing company. So as you know, catalytic converters, they can fetch up to $1,500.
Yeah, that guy was making some money.
Allegedly.
What's going on with Rainbow Cone? Because I see they're opening a new one in Orland, strangely right across from an Oberweis. It's like right there at 159th and Harlem. Like they could have picked any place. They basically opened it up there. Like, we're Rainbow Cone and we're taking all of your ice cream customers. Like there's an ice cream war breaking out at 159th and Harlem. But we have the original Rainbow Cone. Is it going away? Because this isn't going to be like one of those things where like, a pizza place says, I'm done with this area and I'm moving out to the suburbs, and then we lose it, is it?
No, it was the owners, the original owners, they turned the operations over to the Buena Beef family, and they're just expanding. They have the capacity and and energy to do that. So it's not going anywhere. I haven't heard anything. So they're expanding the brand. I think I always heard that when you had a McDonald's, you wanted to put a Burger King across the street because, people's appetites, or they get a craving for something. And, you might want soft serve and then, rainbow. But it's going to be interesting.
Yeah, a little bit of an ice cream war going on out there. Not here, though. Not really an ice cream war here. If something breaks out, if war is on the horizon in Evergreen Park,
I will participate.
Lorraine Swanson, you're going to participate in the war? I was just going to point out that Lorraine Swanson will report on it.
Ice cream war? I'm going to give
I'll report on it.
Thank you, Lorraine.
Have a great evening. Bye-bye.
Sitting down here at the 9-foot Homemade Oak Bar, our good friend Frank Murray is here. How are you, buddy?
I'm doing well, Chris.
Yeah?
Very well. How about yourself?
Good. How is the library right now? I would think that like I always had the impression that people go to the library when they don't want to be outside because it's not really like a warm weather activity. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, do you worry that like nobody will pay attention to you for the next couple of months? Do you get a sense of sadness when the sun comes out?
Every day, Chris, I worry that no one's going to pay attention to us. But thankfully, we have so many great things going on with the library. But summertime, like you're saying, traditionally, yes, some people might come to the library when it's, it's a little overcast, it's raining, snowing, they're looking for something to do. But summer, we're gearing up for a lot of fun and activities.
You got to do stuff. It's probably a lot of activities. You used that parking lot a lot last summer. You did some festivals and you did some different things. And that was a good use of that lot that you have out there. And you got people over there for events. So I would imagine you're doing similar things.
We certainly are. And we're kicking off.
You doing another brewery thing?
We're doing it. I don't want to spill the beans.
Don't want to spill the beans.
Don't want to spill the beans yet because we're in the planning
Frank
stages.
wasn't ready for me to ask that question, but I mean that's all I care about. I just want to make sure it's not in the way of one of my other brewery things that I go to.
I need to get my schedule.
Yeah, Can you get your here? I'll tell you what everybody else's brewery stuff's going on, so I can be at your brewery thing.
Yeah, play it around this. Make sure it doesn't fall in line there.
By the way, as you're planning it, two Southside breweries won medals at the World Beer Cup this week.
Oh, nice.
Pollyanna out in Lamont got a silver, and the winner of the International Pilsner, best beer in the world, some people call that award.
Yeah.
Little Wing from Horse Thief Hollow right here in the neighborhood.
Horse Thief Hollow, way to go.
Against all competitors.
That's amazing.
Yeah, so remember them, I would think, if you're going to have a beer thing. They're going to be a hot ticket now because they won a big award.
Well, good for them. That's fabulous. But talking about summer though.
Yeah.
Everybody circle the calendar now. Hopefully I'll be back on before we have the party. But big summer reading kickoff party, Saturday, June 10th. It's going to be from 1 to 4 p.m. We're going to be having rainbow cone ice cream. We're going to have a petting zoo. We're going to have a truck that you can go into, and it's a video game truck. And we also will have like a virtual reality experience in there too.
Really?
And we're also going
to look at the links you must go through to get a kid to come to the library in the summer. This is exactly what I'm pointing out.
Well, hold on. There's one more thing.
We're going to have VR and live animals, and we're please come to the library and read in the summer.
Chris, you bring up a very good point. And yes, this is a big time for the library, right? It's our summer reading. So we want to kick it off in style. We want to get everybody in there, have a fun time, and sign up for summer reading all at the same time. We're also going to have the Evergreen Park Fire Department. They're going to bring one of their fire trucks, so you kind of get to experience one of the fire trucks. And then we're also going to be having a silent rave. Have you ever had a silent rave?
No, what's a silent rave?
Silent rave. So there's going to be an app people can download, and you get to pick out your own music. So instead of like a live rave where the music's playing out loud on a speaker system, you're just going to download the app, select your song, plug in your headphones, and dance to your own music.
So you're going to have a bunch of people dancing to different music while wearing headphones. Is this indoors? Is that why you're doing it? Because they're in the library?
It's going to be, it can be either inside or outside the library.
Okay.
We'll have Wi-Fi and everything, so as long as you can connect.
So it won't be like a dance floor. Like I imagined a dance floor with a lot of people dancing, but none of them are listening to the same thing. Is that what you're doing?
That's what we're going after, Chris.
I want to just go to watch that.
All throughout. Yeah, I know.
I'm not going to have headphones in. I just want to watch people dance.
Yeah. What are they dancing to?
I just want people to dance in silence. I think that'll be eerie and weird and fascinating, and I want to watch it.
That's the classical selection right there. What dance is that? Yeah.
Like there's somebody like doing the oons like fist pump next to somebody who's doing ballet. Like that's what I want to see out there.
And
there's no noise. Right.
It's going to be pretty cool.
It's incredible. Okay, so summer reading, are there perks? Like if a kid reads so many books, they get to go to Great America. Because I remember when I was a kid, I would get that. Yeah. I don't even know if it was from my library, but I know that there were like those things every once in a while, like read enough books, get something out of it.
Oh, yeah.
Are the kids getting something?
We're going to have tons of incentives, and that's what I'm hopefully going to be able to promote on the next podcast. Okay. I don't want to jump too far ahead.
Don't have it yet.
Just want to, well, we've got it, but I don't want to spill all the beans, like I said, All
right.
But Saturday, June 10th, folks, circle the calendar. It's going to be a blast.
Circle June 10th. I'm circling it right now.
Can't wait to have the Lanutis out there.
Yeah. Maybe I'll bring the podcast out there.
Rainbow cone.
I'm not making any promises, though, but maybe I'll bring the podcast out there.
Oh, there we go.
Maybe we'll come out there.
Which we do have an event scheduled with Chris. He's going to teach you how to podcast coming up in the summer. So, again, wait for your newsletters. They're coming out.
I'm so glad you said that because I completely forgot that I agreed to that, but you're right. I agreed to that right before I went on vacation. And I had the phone call and sent the emails, and then it just went out of my mind. I went to Florida and forgot about everything I committed to beforehand. So that's great. I'm glad you reminded me.
And a shameless plug on your own podcast, right?
You're telling me about it. I'm like, I am. And then I was like, oh, yeah, I am.
Chris is like, wait a minute.
We'll have fun in that class.
Yeah. His eyes did kind of like, what?
We'll have fun in that class. If you want to learn how to podcast, we'll have fun in that class. Trust me.
So again, we'll promote that again at the next podcast.
Yeah, let me know when it's coming up so I actually show up to it.
Well, glad you'll be there, Chris. Glad you'll be there. And we just, for the rest of May here, we've got a lot of fun activities going on for all ages. I'll start with our kids stuff that we have going on. We have Kids Craft Night Wednesday, May 24th at 6:30 p.m. It's for grades K through 5. They're going to be making sun catchers. We have our always famous Lego Club, which is going to be on Tuesday, May 16th at 6:30. You're not making anything in particular. It's just kind of an open play for kids to come in and just have fun.
My kid's school has that now.
Lego Club?
Over at Redeemer, they have Lego Club now. My youngest is in Lego Club.
Yeah.
Which I think is fascinating as well, because like when I used to play with Legos, I played with Legos by myself. That was a by yourself toy, right?
Right.
Like you couldn't find any friends that day. Mm-hmm. Your mother was sick of you. She locked you in the room.
It's pouring
She told
outside.
you, if you don't find something to do, I'll find something to do for you. So you know you're going to have to do work or clean your room or something. So you grabbed the Legos and started building stuff.
Yeah.
Now it's a social thing.
District 124 is even doing it too. So
that's cool.
I don't know if they all saw the success of the library's Lego Club.
Oh, you think they're all ripping you off?
Not ripping us off, but borrowing.
No, it's okay. You can say they're ripping you off. Borrowing. You can say it. It's fine. It's fine.
I feel honored. I think the library feels very honored.
Listen, there's a guy running around on YouTube calling his YouTube show EP Podcast. I have no problem saying he's ripping me off.
Whoa, now that's a ripoff.
That is a ripoff.
That's a ripoff. I haven't seen that.
That guy's going straight to hell for doing what he did. He's been rejected by every single podcast network for putting it up. But YouTube's the Wild West, and they don't care.
Yeah, YouTube is
like
YouTube.
I sent him all the trademark stuff, and they're like, we'll look into it. I mean, they're just so frustrating.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So there's a guy out there. Stay away from him.
Good luck.
I don't know what he talks about on his show. Just stay away from the
I'm gonna
YouTube
have to
one.
double check my emails now when I get them.
Look for the green symbol with the EP that looks like the thing on the back of your car. That's how you know you have the right one. Because I don't know what the other guy's doing.
Well, is he at least Evergreen Park, Illinois?
No, he's in Delaware.
He's
in Delaware. Mm-hmm. His initials for his name are E and P. So he decided to call it that.
He doesn't even live in an Evergreen Park, Delaware.
And he claims to be a marketing guy, but he's not smart enough to Google the name he's going to use before he starts the thing. Yeah. So eventually it's all going to get taken down, and everything he's done over the last 3 months is going to be erased. But it's an annoyance for me. I'm annoyed.
Yeah,
I'm so annoyed I'm interrupting your segment. Keep
That's
going.
all right. Don't worry about it. Get it off your chest.
I'm fired up about it. Get it off your chest. He's lucky he's in Delaware.
Well, we will not do work with the EP Delaware guy. Yeah. We will stay away from him.
Stay off of the EP Delaware show.
We are not having him at the library.
If I hear you on the EP Delaware show, you're off my show forever, Frank Murray.
He's not teaching a podcast. That's for sure.
He better not be. He better not be. Building relationships, supporting the community, and service. These are the things that Country Financial stands for. They're more than just an office you may pass by as you drive through Evergreen Park. They're neighbors who lend a helping hand and support the fabric of your community, including charitable organizations, sports, financial education, and civic organizations. And since Country is already your neighbor, they want to get together and chat. Call your local Country Financial representative, Mike Thauer, today at 708-425-1559 to talk about the things that are important to you and how he can help you protect them. Our good buddy Frank Murray, the director of the Evergreen Park Public Library down here at the bar. What else you got going on, Frank?
We also have the Smart Cookie Book Club. Tuesday, May 23rd at 6 p.m. We're going to be discussing The Secret Zoo by Brian Chick.
Secret Zoo?
The Secret Zoo.
How do you keep a zoo a secret?
Read the book and let's find out. And
that was foreboding.
I know, right?
Okay.
Let's
I was a little creeped out by that. Okay, go ahead.
I'm pretty sure it's not a creepy book, so I probably used the wrong inflection there. And then also for our crafters that want to have a fun time, amazing Morning Makers, Friday, May 19th and Friday, May 29th at 10 a.m. for ages 2 to 5. We'll have all sorts of fun arts and crafts for the kids to participate in. And for our teens, we have our anime club's going to be meeting on Thursday, May 25th. They're going to be doing a little content creation with anime music and video.
How many kids you get in that anime thing? My daughter's super into anime.
Yeah, we got a core. We have a really good core group of kids. There's about 7 kids that show up.
I don't think there was as many kids that were into anime when I was a kid as there are now. I went to that C2E2 about a month or so ago with her. It was like a gift that she wanted to go to. Mm-hmm. And there's a lot of teenagers running around doing it, dressing up as like some weird character from anime. And they're super into it. It's like amazing. Yeah. And she bought this thing called a Sky Bison from Avatar.
A Sky Bison?
Yeah. Huh? I'm trying to remember what his name is. Appa or something like that. It's got 6 legs. And she carries the thing around. I'm like, you're 17 years old.
Hey.
But that's how into anime they are.
That's how they're into.
Right.
That's pretty cool. Hey, have her stop by. Anime Club.
Yeah. I guarantee she'll be there.
Thursday, May 25th.
Yeah.
And then we've got our Stack and Stem For teens, we're going to be making a DIY t-shirt beach tote. DIY t-shirt beach tote. We're going to cut it up, fold it up into a beach tote.
Oh, you're turning a t-shirt into a beach tote.
Into a beach tote. It's going to be a lot of fun. Thursday, May 30th at 3:30 p.m.
Do you do anything big on Memorial Day weekend? Do you take that weekend off at the library?
Yeah, we're going to be closed. Great question, Chris, because I can give a little plug.
I asked a poignant question from time to time.
Yeah, every once in a while you do that.
Yeah. I always love when the guest goes, "Good question,"
That's
or "Excellent question." I'm always like, "It was an excellent question, wasn't it?" Like, it makes me feel good. Trust me, when somebody says that to me, I feel good about myself.
Give yourself a little pat on
I
the back.
appreciate it. Yeah.
Yeah. So we're going to be closed Sunday and Monday, that Memorial Day. Sunday and Monday, and then that's when the library will start being closed on Sundays. We'll be closed on Sundays through Labor Day weekend, and then we'll pick back up.
It's the off season. You're coming into the off season. It's too nice outside.
You know what? It's an odd off season because literally summer reading is when we get a ton of people come in to participate and take part of all the great activities.
And you'll be out at all the events in Evergreen that happen with your table, and you'll be handing out stuff and everything else like that. So it'll feel busy.
It's going to be super busy.
Even though it's the off season. It's basically when the library becomes something other than just a place you go get books. But it's been that way for a while with libraries, hasn't it?
Finally, Chris is coming around. Here we go.
When I was a kid, I went to Scottsdale Library. Okay. And that was our Chicago Public Library because I grew up in the Ashburn St. Denis neighborhood.
Yeah.
And I would go over to that one. And I do remember they would have like 4-H there, right? And they would have some programs that were there, but it was nothing like what you guys do at yours. You guys have something going on every day, and it's for different age groups, from like kids to like senior citizens and adults that are looking for jobs and everything. I mean, like all this stuff that you do, it's like the definition of a local library, I think, has changed.
For sure. And libraries are adapting. We're becoming much more truly community places where you can, whether it's a book, it's access to information, community gathering place. That's what we're there for.
Pretty soon you're going to have like a food court in there, like a mall used to have.
Oh man, if we got a food court, I don't think we'd.
You gonna get a Sbarro in there?
Food court and serve some alcohol.
Cinnabon and a Sbarro.
Cinnabon, Sbarro, and we can have get some alcohol in there. Serve some alcohol.
I didn't say alcohol. Frank said it. He said it 3 times. You can tell how bored he's going to be in the summer. Frank Murray's going to be down in his office with that mini fridge.
We got to take a look at the library's strategic plan and see if that's worked into.
Show up if you need to see Frank in the summer. Show up at 9 or 10 in the morning. If you get there at 2 in the afternoon, you don't know what you're going to get out of him at that point.
At that point,
no. Staggering up the stairs. What are you doing here? It's summer.
What do you need? And my teen librarian wanted to make sure that I mentioned this. We're having a local young adult author, Rebecca Gardner. She's actually a former Central Middle School teacher, now author. She is going to be discussing her latest book. It's a story about friendship, first love, and self-confidence. That's going to be Saturday, May 20th at 11 a.m. Books will be available for purchase and signing. Please come out and enjoy that wonderful author event.
Is she from here or is she visiting again?
She's from here. She's an EP, a former Central Middle School teacher.
Does she still live here?
I believe so.
Really?
Yeah, I believe so.
Now I'm going to steal her and put her on as a guest.
There we go. Get her on.
You came in, you gave me a name. I'm like, I'm going to get her on this show.
Boom.
I didn't know about her.
And another person that you probably had on the show or maybe will in the future, Bob Ehrlich.
I feel like I might have.
He's Evergreen Park's Monarch Garden expert.
Yeah, I feel like
you've had to have Bob on.
Do you know how many guests we've had? We're 5 years in at this point.
Well,
you know that?
Right.
We started the Broadcast Basement. It was incorporated in May of 2018.
Congratulations.
We're 5 years
your 5-year
right
celebration. Congratulations.
Not 5 years since the first EP podcast show, because it took a little bit of time to make sure it was all set up properly. Right. So that wasn't in May, but we'll be celebrating the 5-year anniversary here at some point, and we'll let everybody know what we're doing and stuff. But like, we're 5 years into this experiment.
Congrats.
Yeah. That my wife looked at me and said, "You're going to do what?"
What's happening? Yeah. What are we doing? Well, you're doing what? And look, you proved her wrong. There you go.
I don't say that out loud because tomorrow it could all fall apart, Frank. You never know.
Well, congratulations, Chris.
AI
5
is
years,
probably going to come
awesome.
and take my job
AI.
pretty soon.
I don't know. AI cannot replicate Chris Lanuti. That's for sure. But I brought up Bob. Bob he's the curator of the library's Monarch Garden that is on the south side of the building there. So if you haven't seen it, come check it out. Give it probably another month here. Probably in June. That's all the wonderful plants will bloom and will be full of monarch butterflies and caterpillars crawling around and having fun. But Bob's going to be, he does a plant sale, annual plant sale. It's going to start Monday, May 8th. you can call and schedule an appointment with Bob to come shop around at his house, 708-203-2809. Then the sale is going to move to the library's lobby from Wednesday, May 24th to Saturday, May 27th. Come on in. Half the purchases made go to the Library Foundation, so it's an excellent fundraiser. You get to help conserve monarch butterflies and donate a little bit to the library.
I'm buying plants,
beautify.
though, right? I'm buying
yes.
plants, flowers, not butterflies, though.
Not butterflies.
Right.
It's all plants
What
related
does
to
Bob
monarchs.
think about your butterfly squish art thing that you do from time to time over
Oh,
there?
you know, he was a big fan of it.
Was he?
He was a huge fan of it.
Weird.
Yeah, I
Okay.
know, right? Yeah. I hope he's not listening to this
You don't
episode.
actually squish butterflies,
No,
right?
we did
Okay,
not
good.
squish butterflies. Not actual butterflies, no.
Ants dressed as butterflies.
Ants
right?
dressed as butterflies. And then we have another local author coming to Evergreen Park. She's actually from Oak Park. She's from Oak Park, but Elizabeth Berg. She's going to be at the library Friday, June 2nd. It's an after-hours event. She'll be there at 6:30 p.m. And I don't know, she's a very prominent local author. She specializes in feel-good stories, but she's going to be there promoting her new book, Earth, the Right Place. And that's Friday, June 2nd at 6:30 p.m.
You got a lot going on.
Yes, we do.
You got a big finish here?
Illinois Libraries Presents. So it's a consortium of libraries that work together. There's about 150 of us where we all pool our money together to bring in larger, big-name authors. We have Jonathan Van Ness and Christy Yamaguchi. They will be on Zoom Wednesday, May 17th at 7 p.m. You can sign up through the library's website to register and get the Zoom link. But they're going to be talking about Christy's children's books, her experience ice skating.
Very cool.
Very
Frank Murray
talented.
comes in here. He throws out big names. Whenever he throws out the big names, though, they're on the Zoom. You know, I mean, I'd be a little bit more impressed if Christy Yamaguchi was sitting there, you know, hanging out at the library, drinking beers at his brew thing. She probably isn't a big beer drinker, though. I've seen her. She's a very tiny person.
It might go against her.
Yeah, might be something
skating.
she doesn't do.
Yeah.
Her body's a temple. My body is not.
Chris, big names. I mean, in the summer, we got Chris Lanuti coming out to teach EP podcasting.
Look at this guy. That's why he gets to come on every month. It is now time for your EP podcast Word on the Street, brought to you by Cool Clouds Vapor Shop. Quitting smoking is hard, and Cool Clouds wants to give you an alternative. A great taster bar, incredible CBD products. They're in that location now, northeast corner of 95th and Kedzie, next to the soon-to-open Spoken Vine. And you can see all they have to offer at coolcloudsvapor.com or just stop in and see them in person, 3148 West 95th Street. You still have time to join in on the spring challenge of Move with the Mayor. And Move with the Mayor is a national initiative that works with mayors across the country to challenge their communities to be more physically active. And guess what? Mayor Kelly Burke is a part of it. One of the activities you can join the mayor for, walk with Mayor Burke at the farmers market at Yukich Fields on Thursday, May 25th. It kicks off at 9 a.m. Grab your sneakers and walk with the mayor. That farmer's market, by the way, is open if you didn't know. May's theme is all things spring. The majority of the vendors are spring plants and flowers. The market is open every Thursday all the way through October the 26th, 8 a.m. until 1 p.m., 89th and Kedzie. Any questions, call the Office of Citizen Services at 708-422-8776. The Evergreen Park Fire Department is having a kids' health fair that is May 24th, 3:30 until 6:30 in the afternoon, 9000 South Kedzie. Mark it on your calendars. And the Village is seeking candidates to fill 2 available seasonal building attendant positions and 1 full-time equipment operator. Go to the Village website for more information and to apply. As we look ahead to some events being put on by the Evergreen Park Youth Department, we'll bring that to you from Sid Sauce. Evergreen Park Small Business grows the peppers here in the EP, develops the hot sauces in Evergreen Park, delivers them to your door. The Mango Ate Your Baby is a hot sauce that is currently referred to in my house by my son as the best sauce we have. I asked him the other day, what do you want for the tacos? He goes, the best sauce that we have. He knows exactly which one it is. It's great. Check it out and all the other options, sidsauce.net. On Saturday, June 17th, mark your calendars if you have a kid 12 or older that wants to take the American Academy of Pediatrics babysitter class from 9 a.m. until 3:30. It will be at the Community Center, 3450 West 97th Street. It is a $60 class. This is a great one. I mean, they get certified in CPR. They learn all the things they need to know to safely watch not only the younger kids in the house, but they can go out and do their babysitter job, and you're not that nervous about what they can handle. Only 10 students per class. Registration form and payment due by June 9th. You register, cash or check accepted at 3450 West 97th Street, room 105. That's where the youth department is. Also looking ahead to June, a tie-dye party in the youth garden on Thursday, June 29th. Mark your calendars. It kicks off at 3:30 in the afternoon. For $3, kids can bring their own white t-shirt and tie-dye supplies will be provided. It's open to students in grades 3 to 12. You must register by June 23rd at the youth department. And remember, this summer, the Cycling Experience Historical Tour of Evergreen Park returns. It's open to youths grades 5 through 12 and their families. It is a bike ride through the EP that kicks off at 9:30 in the morning on Saturday, July 29th. You are going to travel around the EP in a big giant pack of bicycles and learn all about your village. And that's going to be a fun thing that I'm sure we're going to cover and hopefully talk with Paisha Allen over at the youth department as it gets closer. Speaking of who we're talking to, something we talked about on the live show, again, check that out every Thursday night, 8 to 9 p.m. YouTube, you can put it right up on your TV. Facebook, right on the Facebook page for the EP podcast. Even the Twitter account has it. But one of the things we were talking about is the last episode of the EP podcast, the one about the new ownership in Porter Cullen's here in Evergreen Park. One of the biggest episodes we've had in the 5 years that we've done the EP podcast. And it's amazing when you hit on something that everybody in the village wants to know about. And they want to know about what was going on over at Porter Cullen's, obviously. Remember, if there's something you want us to cover, or you want us to ask a question about, or somebody you want to hear from on the show, reach out to us. The eppodcast.com has a contact form for you to type us a message. You can hit us up on social media. You can even leave us a voicemail through the website. I want to hear from you. I want to see you on Thursday night as well. Thank you very much for signing up for the show and subscribing anywhere podcasts can be found, and always at the eppodcast.com.
It's the EP Podcast. All things Evergreen Park. It's the EP Podcast. Evergreen Park.